In the game of business, there is a saying that goes, speed to lead. And what that basically means is that the faster you can respond and get to your lead, the higher the close rate is going to be. Every single minute you let your lead hang or wait, the chances for you to convert them into a customer drop significantly. And that is exactly why setting up automated systems that can auto-respond and auto-nurture your leads is insanely powerful. And there are basically no limits as to where you can set these type of systems up. You can have it on your website like I have right here, as you can see. And you can also set it up for your social media. That means on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your SMS. So whenever somebody messages you, it's going to auto-respond to them and try to convert them into a booking for your business. For this instance, the way it works is that someone comes over to your website because they have seen you from an ad or somewhere else. Maybe they've heard about you, and maybe they have a question about your services. Instead of them having to call you and you not picking up the phone, and therefore the lead going cold, they can just ask over here. They can say, what is lead reactivation? And an AI is going to take over and it's going to respond to this message. Just around 10 seconds later, I get a response that just says, lead reactivation means Loop AI plugs into your CRM, reaches out to old leads you already paid for, blah, blah, blah. Basically just responding to my question. And I could say, well, how do I get started with this? It just says you need to get started by booking a quick call with a team member, and then it just asks me if I want to get a call booked to kick things off, and then I just say yes if I'm interested, and it's going to start the booking initiation and book me into the calendar completely by itself. The best thing about this is how easy it actually is to set up. So let me show you how to do that. The best thing about this is how easy it is to actually set up. So let me quickly show you how you can set up a system exactly like this one. The first step is that you want to head into GoHighLevel and you want to head down to where it says AI agents and click over to the conversation AI. Then you want to click on the create bot and you want to select the one that's called prompt based bot. Then you want to select the one that says start from scratch and you want to say continue. Now we are inside of the editor window where it's time to customize the whole agent. Once you are inside of the agent editor, you want to first give your bot a name. I've just called mine the English website widget for Loop AI. You want to set the bot status to autopilot, and then you want to select the supported communication channels. Just select the live chat because that is going to allow the AI to respond to all the questions that you get through your website. If you scroll down, you can see the advanced settings where you can give the agent information about what your business is called. You can set the wait time before responding, meaning if somebody writes a message, we could set it to, for example, 20 seconds. It's going to wait 20 seconds before it responds to the person because this is for the website widget and people most likely know it's an AI. I'm just going to set it to 1 second. And we can also limit how many messages can be sent inside of a single conversation. So I have limited it to 20. And this is basically just to protect your API key so that the usage does not go crazy. And 20 messages are plenty to get their questions answered. I haven't experienced a single conversation that ended before the person had gotten their questions answered. So 20 is plenty enough. Then you can also allow the bot to respond to images and voice notes that might be sent inside of the thread. Leave it on, you can leave it off if you want. It's basically just a preference thing. Then we can send the bot to sleep whenever I send a message. Basically what that means is that you can interfere with the AI's chat log that your website widget is going to have with your leads. And if you message in that chat log, the bot is going to be deactivated so that you take over the conversation. And then finally, you can also change the response settings so that it's more customized. Like you can ask it to be more concise, you can ask it to be balanced, you can ask it to be detailed. But I have this enabled inside of my prompt that we're going to be building later. So I'm just going to leave this off for now. A final note for this page is that if you're setting this up for a large client that is going to have a ton of usage, for example, one of our clients has 5,000 website visitors every single day, it might be useful to buy the unlimited plan right here that is going to, for $100 every single month, give you unlimited AI features. So it's a fixed roof instead of you being billed for usage. Just have that in mind. If you have a large client, this might be worth it. Okay, that is it for the bot settings. The next step is to head over to the bot training. Inside of the bot training tab is where we are going to provide our conversation AI with the knowledge about our business. So as you can see right here, we can select the knowledge base and provide it with that. I have already made a video going through the A to Z steps on how to build and construct such a knowledge base. If you head into the school community and you head down to the voice receptionists inside of AI agents and go to the timestamp, which is 5 minutes and 13 seconds, I'm going through every single step that you need to do to create a solid knowledge base about your business. So go check that out and then come back to this video. Once you've created your knowledge base, you're going to click on this empty little box right here. It's going to be empty for you. Click on it and select the knowledge base that you've just created. And also worth mentioning is that over here on the right side, you can test your bot. So you can send messages over here just to test that everything works as it should. That being said, let's head over to the bot goals. The first thing that we're going to do inside of the bot goals is that we're going to pick the model that is going to be the brain of our agent. Unfortunately, we don't have too many options as of this time, but I find that OpenAI GPT 4.1 is the best one. So just select that one. Then it's time to create the most important thing about this whole agent, which is the prompt. And inside of GoHighLevel, it is categorized in 3 different categories. We have the personality, we have the goal, and we have the additional information. This right here is the prompt that I have for the website widget that we use on our website. I'm going to be leaving this prompt down below in the description so you can steal it and use it for yourself. When you are satisfied with your prompting, it's time to head down to the actions. And GoHighLevel offers a bunch of different actions you can set up. You can see it says appointment booking, we can trigger a workflow, we can collect contact information, we can ask the bot to stop itself, we can hand over to a human, transfer the bot to another bot, and we can set it to auto follow-up as well. Let's start with the appointment booking action, which was the action that were run before when I showed you the quick intro, that the bot was trying to help me with booking an appointment inside of the calendar. That was the appointment action working. And the way you set it up is that you click on it, and the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to pick the calendar the agent is going to have access to. So for this instance, it's my Discover Loopy AI calendar. Once you've added that calendar, you want to hit proceed. And GoHighLevel gives us 5 different options. First of all, we can pause all bot responses after booking. I'm not interested in doing that, so I'm leaving that off. We can trigger a workflow after booking. For example, let's say you want to send them some sort of information document when they when somebody books a meeting. You can set up a workflow and toggle that by switching this on. Then we can instruct the bot to transfer over the conversation to a human whenever somebody has done a successful booking. And again, I'm not really interested in doing that because there's no need for that in my case. And then we can allow the bot to cancel an appointment, and we can allow the bot to reschedule an appointment. And I've left both of these off because let's say I lock in an appointment inside of the chat right here, and then I realize that I'm actually not available at that time. I could ask the bot inside the same thread, hey man, I'm not really available here. Anyways, I'm sorry about that. Can we please reschedule to another time? And then it's going to cancel the booking automatically and then switch the appointment time from the old time to the new time that was requested. Now when that is done, just go down and click save. The appointment booking is the most essential one, but you can go through all of these different steps and set up all of these different actions if you like. But for now, I'm just not going to dive more into that. The final thing you have access to is a dashboard. Inside of this dashboard, we're going to be able to see how many contacts have interacted with the widget, how many actions that have been triggered, how many appointments that have been booked, and also how much estimated time the widget has saved us. If we scroll down, we're able to see how many total messages have been sent. We're also able to see the average amount of messages sent per contact. That means that on average, there's a little bit over 4.5 messages sent per contact. And if we scroll down all the way to the bottom, we are able to actually manage and view every single one of the conversations our bot has had with our leads. So if I were to, for example, click on this lead right here, it will open up this window and we're going to be able to view the whole conversation. This was the conversation that I had with the agent in the beginning of the video. And just like that, you will actually have built your first website widget. But now your question might be, well, how do we deploy this to our website? It's very simple. You want to head down to the Sites tab and you want to head over to where it says Chat Widgets. Click on that. Then you want to click on the new chat widget. Then you want to select the one that is called Live Chat. This is going to open up the editor window where you can customize the whole branding and the whole setup. This is going to take you to the page where you're able to customize everything about how your widget looks on your website. Once we're inside of the editor, as we can see, our widget is down here to the right, and if we click on it, it's going to open up. But the way you're going to edit it is going to be on the left side right over here. And you have 3 different options. You can change the style, you can change the chat window, and you can change the messaging. But let's start with the Style tab. The first thing you can do is that you can change how the widget looks when it's closed down. As you can see down to the right, it's changing how it looks. You can also customize the chat icon, and you can choose between the presets that are already here, or you can add your own. As you can see, I have added my own logo as the chat widget icon. I think that works the best. Now, if we scroll down even further, as you can see, it says theme, and this is where you can change your whole theme of the widget. I've gone with the black and white theme since that is our business's colors, but you can select between the presets or you can create your own preset down here. It's not really that difficult. I'm not really going to go into too much detail. You can play around with this until you get something that you're satisfied with. You can select the text font right here. You're going to have access to a bunch of different fonts, but in my experience, Arial works best. Then you can edit your welcome message, and the welcome message is what's going to be displayed whenever the widget is closed down. So when you come into the website for the first time, you're going to see the little widget icon down to the right, and then it's going to display the welcome message saying hi there, and a waving emoji, and then have any questions. So basically to introduce them to click onto the widget. If you come down all the way to the bottom, you can see it says widget customization. Click on that, and then you'll be able to customize this widget even further. First, I recommend that you just switch these 2 switches on, and then again, you're going to have the option to insert your own logo right here. So I just recommend that you do that. Then you can change the widget position of the website. This is the default position. That's going to be in the bottom right corner. But essentially you can have your widget wherever you like it. You can have it on the top left, you can have it on the bottom right, top right, wherever you'd like it to be. The final thing you're able to customize are the widget dimensions. You can see you can customize the width of the chat window and also the height of the chat window. The next thing that we're able to customize is the chat window. And the first thing we can do is that we can change the chat window title, meaning the title that is displayed right up here. And I've just set it to be ask me any questions you might have. You can also change the intro message, going to be the first message that the AI sends before you send anything. As you can see right here, it's just hello, how can I help you today? And then a waving emoji once again. For the next step, the live chat closed, you're able to choose whenever the chat should close down because of inactivity. So I've just set it to 10 minutes and it's just going to send this message, chat closed due to inactivity. Then you can also enable business hours. I haven't done this because I want this to run 24/7. You can, for example, set up a notification sound. So whenever somebody opens up the chat, it's going to ping them. You can also enable agency branding. So we can see down here at the right, it says powered by Loop AI. And when somebody clicks on the Loop AI, it's going to take them to our website. Where we're going to set that up is that in the branding title, we're just going to write powered by, and in the display name, we're just writing Loop AI. And for the URL, we're just going to paste in our website URL. And for the rest of the information, just leave it as it is. The final thing that we need to change before we deploy the website widget onto our website is the messaging. And inside of this window, we're able to change a bunch of different automated messages that will be displayed on different times. For example, you have your chat has ended, which is going to be displayed whenever a chat has ended by itself, as you can see right over here. We're going to have our feedback message, so that whenever a chat is closed down for inactivity or for whatever reason, it's going to ask, please rate your experience, and the user can either click arrow up or arrow down, and it's just essentially going to rate their experience. Then we have the feedback submission node. So whenever somebody clicks arrow up or arrow down, it's going to display the thank you for taking your time message right there. And then we also have the chat ended message. So whenever a chat has ended, the user is going to have the option to create a new chat. So the message is just going to say to start a new chat, click right here. And that is exactly what we want. We can also again change the acknowledgement icon. Again, you can add your own logo or your own icon, but I've just went with the default one right here and set it to the color black. And finally, we can change the language of the widget. So everything else that would be included inside of the widget is going to be set to the language English, but you can set it to whatever language you'd like. Now your website widget is actually ready for deployment. And the way we're going to deploy this on our website is that we're going to come up to where it says get code, and then you want to just copy the script right here. Then you want to head into the editor of your website, and you want to go to your main page or whatever page you want the website widget to be active on. You're just going to click edit, and you're going to come all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to add a new block that is called a code block. So you can just search for code, select it, and you're going to add the custom code inside of this box right here. Once you've done that and click save and publish, the website widget is going to be active on your website. Now you know exactly how to create, edit, and deploy a website widget onto any website. And we just went over how you can set up a speed to lead system on your website. But it's also very possible to do this on Facebook, Instagram, and SMS, for example. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. But before we get into this, if you haven't watched the previous video inside of the website widgets tab, please go watch that first, because there is a lot of knowledge in that video you'll need for this video as well. Before we get started with anything, the first thing we need to do is that we need to head to settings and integrations, and we need to integrate our Instagram page as well as our Facebook page with GoHighLevel. So let me quickly just run you through how you can do that. You want to click the blue button that just says connect. Then you're simply just going to go through these steps that it's going to provide to you. But for now, I'm just going to click on reconnect. And this is going to reconnect my Facebook page with GoHighLevel. The way that this integration works on GoHighLevel is that you're going to have to connect your Facebook page with your Instagram business profile. And you have to do that inside of Facebook. The way you're going to do that is that you're going to come over to Facebook and you're going to select the Facebook page that you want to connect with GoHighLevel. Once you're inside of that Facebook page, click on the top right corner on the icon and go to the Meta Business Suite. Then here, as you can see, my Facebook page is connected with my Instagram page. But if it doesn't show up like that for you, here's what you're going to do. Head down to the settings, then head down to where it says Instagram accounts. Then simply what you want to do is you want to add the Instagram account right here. And once that is done, your Instagram account will be connected to your Facebook page. So I just want to click this one right here and I want to click on connect and continue. Click out of this, we don't need this. And just like that, your Facebook page and Instagram business profile will be connected to your GoHighLevel account. Now we can get into setting up the speed to lead system on these platforms as well as on SMS. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to duplicate this widget we built before right here. Click duplicate bot. We could just name it speed to lead bots. And again, just set it on autopilot. And essentially the only thing that we want to change is that instead of having it for the live chat, want to have it for Instagram, Facebook, and SMS right here. And just click save. And also, if it isn't already, you need to set it as the primary bot of your sub account. So just click this button right here and click confirm. And because we've already went through everything and set up the bot for the website widget, we don't need to do anything else. If I come over to my Instagram account and I head over and I message the profile, which is the Loop AI profile, we could just say, how's it going? the AI is going to respond inside of the Instagram DM. We can see moments later it says, "Hey, I'm good. Thanks for asking. What can I help you with today?" Exactly the same setup system and on the website widget, but just for Instagram. Just for the record, I just went through a whole conversation where I just started by asking how's it going, and it just said, "Good, how about you?" And I just said, "What results have you guys delivered for others?" And it replied a message telling me what results Loop AI has done for the people. So I just asked, "What is the next step?" And it said the next step is to book a quick discovery call. And it asked me if I wanted to do that. And I just said, sure. It gave me the available times. I said, let's do 2 p.m. and say, great, let's book you in. And it asked me for my information. And after providing my information, created the new appointment, and it said, perfect, you're all set. Someone from the Loop AI team will reach out shortly to confirm your call. Anything else I can help you with? And then I just ended out the conversation like that. And as you can see, if I come over to the calendar, my appointment with Conrad or myself is right here at 2 p.m. as we scheduled it for. This will also work across Facebook Messenger and also over your SMS sections, since we set that up inside of the bot as Instagram, Facebook, and SMS. So when you've done this, you'll have your speed to lead agents set up on your website, Instagram, Facebook, and also your SMS. If you have any questions about this, drop them down below in the comments, and I'm going to try my best to answer every single one of them. But for now, I'm out.